People ask, do we turn the other cheek, or do we take up the sword in Christianity? This isn't a contradiction. The answer is simple. You turn the other cheek when the insult is to you, but when it's to others, or in defense of Christianity, you take up the sword. This also harkens back to the command to look first at the beam in your own eye rather than at the straw in the eye of someone else. We take the fault on ourselves when we can, when it's to do with us. But when it's to do with others, when it comes to justice, we kill, and if need be, we die for our friends. This is the Christian religion. This all harkens back to the nature of good and evil. Evil is being a parasite. When people come to a nation and live off of them, that is evil. When people take what other people have built, that is evil. Doing good is paying your own way. It's that simple. Evil is a moral sickness. It's called apriosis, A-P-R-I-O-S-I-S. It's a spiritual sickness. Greed. Greed and the avarice that is behind parasitism is a spiritual sickness. It's being a child when you're supposed to act like an adult, when you have the maturity of an adult physically, but you act like a child spiritually or in behavior. But apriosis is spreading as more and more people adopt the ways of evil, as more and more people want to live free. The Bible calls this the way of the flesh. There are two ways to live. One is which is called good and the other is called evil. One is the way of the Spirit and the other is the way of the flesh. Evil lives by laws or ethical systems. Ethics has to do with law. Moral has to do with principles. Because evil is always trying to take and exploit others, evil people live by law. This is both to keep order. The evil want to keep things orderly, and is to justify evil from exploiting subjects and slaves. Evil need a way to justify what they're doing. The good are spiritually mature persons, and they always pay for what they take, and they pay others for what they do. If one followed Christianity, even a little bit, one prospers. If one follows the legal, ethical ways that these systems are involved, we're going to live uncomfortably. Things are going to get worse as they are getting worse. So it's two ways of living. One is ethical, which is the way of the flesh by law, and one is by the way of the Spirit, which is to live by paying your own way and to pay others for what they do. And it's that simple. That's what goes back to, do we turn the other cheek and take the loss to keep peace and to keep things civilized, or if not, do we take up the sword to protect this system and this way of thinking? But of course, people got it backwards. They don't turn the other cheek when it comes to them. They fight back. But when it comes to fighting for justice, they don't. But they will fight when it comes to exploiting others, protecting their privilege and their source of sustenance when they're parasites. Parasites fight to keep their parasitism going, to keep the host compliant. And this is what we see a lot of now, is that the anger is directed at the host, the people who are paying, because the parasites see the host as becoming tired of paying and paying and paying, and not having the justice of getting what they've worked and earned. It's that simple.